Hello Watch Fam, I'm the Chirpy Panda and welcome to my affordable wristwatch channel where we unbox, give first impressions, review, and find out how to get those affordable watches onto your wrist. Today we're looking at something that I kind of picked up out of nowhere, I guess the best way to put it. I've been browsing online on these kind of discount website, one in Australia called Oz Bargain. If you're an Australian, a fellow Australian, you know exactly what type of website it is. It's basically the latest deal on a daily basis. Where some guy actually posted that this website called starbuy.com.au was doing a massive 50% off sale on a Citizen automatic watch. So I had to look at it. It turns out it was the Citizen mechanical automatic Promaster dive watch. That's a mouthful. The model number is even longer. I've got it right here. However, the model number on the box is incorrect. I don't know what it is. When I flip the camera over, when I'm unboxing, I will then let you know as I look at the little tag. But well, yeah, so this one, I've got it on a 50% discount. I think normally it's less than 50%, isn't it? Normally it's $599. I got it for $199. That is a whopping discount. Now, that was recommended retail price. I don't know if anyone actually sells it at that price. Normally it goes for about $400, so I did get about 50% off this watch. For a full mechanical watch from a reputable, massive brand from Japan, Citizen, you gotta ask yourself, man, what type of deal am I getting myself into? So I'm extremely excited to see whether this is worth 199 Australian, 120, 130 US. So let's flip the camera around and check it out. Hey guys, so in front of me is the Citizen Promaster automatic dive watch in the Pepsi configuration. The actual model numbers, if you were interested, I'll leave it down in the description below, is NY0086-83L, and I bought this from starbuy.com.au at a pretty steep discount actually. I got this for $199. And it's normally $600 they say, but I think I've seen it for $400-ish, so I got a 50% discount. So I just got it, it kind of just came in the mail, so let's pop this open and see what's in here. Now this is obviously the instructions. I don't think I need that, I hope I don't at least. Let's pop this open. It's double boxed. Oh, it's got a little kind of cushiony thing here. Wow, we were. I probably should have just started with that. That was a box in a box. Okay, so this is the actual case for it. How does it work? Oh, you can pull it out like this. Okay, now first impression. This is already better than the Seiko packaging. 5-year Citizen warranty. I don't think I'll be getting that purely because I think Starbuy is a grey or aftermarket kind of dealer. And here we are. This is the watch. It doesn't look like it's got anything else in the box. Yeah, it has nothing else in the box except for this. Oh, hang on. Here's the actual thing. So NY0086-83L, and obviously that's the movement. 8203 is the caliber that I can get into that more detail later on. Now let's remove this. I can't believe I just picked this up. Because I saw a deal. I have no idea what this watch is. I've never looked at a Citizen watch. My wife did get me a Citizen watch when I was a while back actually, I should say. But that's it. I don't have any other information. I can tell the bracelet is crap already. It's like, it's not actual. It's like, what is this, pressed metal? Is that what it's called? So that's gonna be interesting. Okay, so there's a photo clasp. Let's open this up. Oh, what? Look at this. Interesting. I've never seen that before. It's like a micro adjust. Yeah, it's a press clasp. So here is the watch. You know what? This thing it's actually stunning. Wow. The photos on the website doesn't even do its justice. But before I get into it, let's go over the specs real quick. And I have my trusty digital caliper with me. Now, I obviously have the specs from the website, but I generally like to do this myself. I feel like it's to confirm whether what I see is right. So this is supposed to be a 42. Okay, there we go. It's 42mm thick. For some reason, I went like this and it went like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's 42mm diameter case width. 12.6 in terms of thickness. Lug to lug, which is what I like to check for my slender wrist, is 47.6. Oh, that's pretty big, but it's acceptable for me. Lug width is 20, well, just 20 millimeters. You say 20.1, but it's 20 millimeters. So heaps and heaps of straps that we can muck around with. In terms of the actual specification, the crystal, it's a mineral glass. So it's whatever the Citizen uses. That is not Heartlex, but it's a toughened mineral glass. It also has 200 meter water resistance. It's obviously an automatic watch. It has a 8203 caliber, which beats at 21,600 beats per hour, and it has a 40-hour power reserve. I believe it is the kind of the bread and butter based movement. And as you can see, it's got a day and date complication, but it is not hackable. It should be hand windable though. Now this should be a screw down. Oh, I can't even. Oh my god. Do I just pull it? Oh my gosh. That is screwed down so tight. So, okay, it's hand windable. And the crown being at, what is that, like 8 o'clock? It's a bit weird. I'm used to it being 3 or 4. So a little bit different, but the good thing is that this is sufficiently, it's hand windable by the way, it's sufficiently different to every other dive watch that I have. So I felt like for $199 Australian, and mind you, $199 Australian is probably $130 US. You're getting an automatic Citizen watch for $130 US, ridiculous. Anyways, it's hand windable. Now I'm gonna put it all the way out. It is shit. It's not hackable. As you can see, the second's still doing and still going, and I am moving the hands around. And let's check the first position. Should be date. Yep, changing date. Now changing the date, the day, there's a very distinct kind of clutchy movement. Let's try the date. The date feels okay. I don't know about you, but not being hackable is not a deal breaker for me, especially at this price range. I feel like it is nice to have, but am I gonna go jump in the ocean and dive 200 meters down with this? Probably not. But it's more so a nice to have. And wow, that looks, look at that. Look at how the light, it's kind of blowing out a little bit. I'll move it a bit. Can I block it? No. Look how beautiful that bezel is. This bezel should just be metallic. I do not believe it is ceramic. There's no way this is ceramic or even aluminum. Aluminium, depends on which country you're from. And the blue dial is distinctly different to the blue on the bezel outside. That to me, I feel like is an oversight. I feel like the blue dial and this blue should be the same, if not very similar, but it's not. Now the indices are very unique. I don't know, is that like a V at the 12 and a half triangle, or like a cut off triangle at the 6 and the 9? So that is a very distinct. I've never seen that in other watches. The circle are fine, and obviously there's enough lume in there to do what it needs to do, I guess. So the actual hands, let me pop it up so I can get a more aesthetically pleasing. Oh, here we go, 10 past 10. It's really good too. So the hour hand's very, very short. However, it's got like a syringe type edge to it that doesn't actually reach the hour marker, unfortunately. Having said that, the minute is an arrow hand with a syringe tip that does reach all the way to the hour. The seconds, I think it's the same length as the minute hand. Yep, it is exactly the same length as the minute hand. I wish it was slightly longer, where it almost, you know, surpasses that and goes closer to the chapter ring, which it does not. The chapter ring seems like it is aligned properly from what I'm looking at. Yeah, it's almost aligned perfectly. So, you know, Seiko can probably take a note from that. And obviously the crown is threadable. It can be threaded. I should thread it now. Let me try thread it. Now, as you saw before, it was really hard to unthread. Okay, I've locked it down. Screw your crown down, guys. Screw your crown down. The crown is signed with this insignia. I don't know what that is. That's not the Citizen logo. I don't know what that is. Maybe it is, I don't know. Maybe it's a Promaster type of insignia. The logo is actually printed on the Citizen logo, as well as automatic drivers 200 meters. Now, oh yeah, that's this insignia. Yeah, that must be the Promaster logo. In terms of the actual bezel, oh! Oh, it's a 60 click. It's not. You see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's a 60 click bezel. It's not 120. I'm so used to. Oh, I missed it. Let me just get it back into. Oh, yep. It's a 60 click with no backplate, but it's very easy to turn. I feel like, yeah, it's easy to turn. Like you can quite easily bump it off. So, but there's no play there, no backplate, definitely no backplate. It is a Lume pip. I will do a Lume shot later on, and I'll compare it to my wristwatch Kamasu, Orient Kamasu in the green. Part of me feels like this Lume beats the SKX, the Lume Bright. So the Citizen has using a blue style Lume, whereas Kamasu is obviously using the green, as you can see there. Now, Kamasu has been my winner of the Lume Wars, if there was one ever. Also being a very, very strong and competent dive watch. Now, just do keep in mind that the Kamasu does cost at least 50% more, maybe even more than that actually, than the, actually no, 50% more. It's $300 I got this for, whereas the Promaster was $200. So the Lume is substantially stronger on this watch. Having said that, it does kind of fade almost at the same speed as the Promaster. Now the Promaster indices are all completely gone by now. However, you can still see the hour, the minute, as well as the kind of the lollipop end of the seconds hand. Do note that the seconds hand on the Kamasu is the arrow tip, which you can barely see at all. Having said that, once again, the Kamasu indices can still be seen. So, you know, if Lume's a thing, it seems like this one probably wouldn't do it for you. But the blue / white looking Lume does look very appealing. This is absolutely crazy deal. I can't believe I bought this for 199 Australian, 130 US. Now the case itself is done, it's okay. So the case side is polished. It's polished okay. I mean, it's nothing to harp on about. The top of the case, the lugs, where the lugs I should say, is kind of like a circular brushing. So it's done well. And in terms of the actual bracelet, there's very little movement there, and I'm pretty sure, yep, it's hollow end links there. So I feel like the bracelet is actually even better than Seiko ones. I mean, that's nothing. That's not a very high bar to beat or measure yourself against. Now the bezel itself, distinctly different to every other dive watch I have. They've got this little kind of teeth here for maneuverability or grip. The whole thing is kind of brushed horizontally, and actually it's got a couple of different ways of brushing. Yeah, so the side is horizontal. I can't even tell actually. It's very rudimentarily brushed, so at this price point I don't think you can expect too much more. The dial itself is a glossy, is that navy blue? No, it's a very light kind of blue. I don't know what the name of that blue would be. You see how it's different to the actual bezel blue? It is not unpleasant to look at, I just don't like how it's slightly different to the bezel blue. I wish it was kind of like a more deeper blue that's closer to the bezel itself. And then obviously the first 15 minutes is in red on the bezel, just to signify 15 minutes quite easily at a glance, and I do appreciate that. Now moving on to the bracelet, I did say it was hollow end links. The actual bracelet itself is like a pressed metal. It's not solid metal. Oh, actually, that's the, what are those links called? Those, you have to push the whole thing out. It's horrible. I hate this. I hate that. Once again, at the actual clasp, there is an embossed, I guess, Promaster logo. Citizen there, that is also embossed. Fold over clasp. It's not a push button clasp. It's just a fold over like this, which is pressed. But interesting enough, instead of like, for example, 2 micro adjust or 3 or 4 micro adjust, this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 micro adjust, which you can kind of extend and stuff. It feels like it was really purposely designed for the diver, because you can just extend it like that and close it back up. So the back has a little tag that says it's assembled in Thailand. Oh yuck. Can they, to all watch manufacturers, can you not put these stickers here? Can you, yeah, these type of stickers? Because it leaves these yucky residues on the case back, and I gotta rub it now. Anyways, on the back is the Citizen Promaster kind of logo branding with obviously once again the logo of Promaster. Citizen Watch Co. A bit of information. Drive is 200 meters. It's a Japanese movement, as they mentioned. 8203 is the movement that they're using, and it is obviously a stainless steel watch. I can only presume it's 316L stainless steel, as with all other watches. So that is my kind of first impression. The next thing to do now is to chuck it on the wrist. This is obviously not sized yet, so let me just cut this tag. I can't believe I haven't done it yet. And then I chuck on the wrist, and here we have it. Now they're both 42mm cases, but for some reason the Orient feels a lot smaller. It feels a bit more designed for my wrist. The other thing is because it's much thinner, as you can see. This is much bulkier as a watch. I believe the movement is just overall bulkier. It hasn't been sized, but the bracelet is actually very similar. It's kind of got this oyster style bracelet. It doesn't really taper much. This one tapers, but the Orient definitely doesn't taper much. It tapers definitely. I don't know how much. I probably should measure it. So it goes from just say 20, tapers down to say 18, so 2mm down. But that is the comparison of the two watches. If you've got the Orient Kamasu, then you can check whether the Promaster will actually fit your wrist. Now I've got a 6¼ inch wrist, very slim, very slender. But I'm gonna just take this off, and now you can see how it looks on my 6¼ inch wrist. Obviously this is not sized just yet, as I just unboxed it. It looks a little big, I'm not gonna lie, but it feels like I can pull it off purely because the lug to lug is less than 48. I think my limit is 50. It hasn't overhung just yet, like it's not overhanging. I purely just need to readjust this and it'll look much nicer. I just do a few more wrist rolls just so you guys can see how it will potentially look on your wrist, especially if you got a slender wrist like moi's. Are there any exercises that I can do that can increase my wrist presence? Like I can do, you know, bicep curls to get my biceps bigger, but what can I do to get this wrist thicker so that I can wear bigger watches? I can't, can I? There's nothing I can do. Will there ever be a day where I can wear a really big Invicta watch? Would I even want to? Honestly speaking, a 38 or even 36mm watch is perfect for me, and I think for most men anyway. So this is my first impression and unboxing of the Citizen Promaster NY0086-81L dive watch. So let's flip the camera around and have my final thoughts. So that was my first impression and unboxing of the Citizen Promaster mechanical automatic dive watch. It's a long-winded name, I know. Either way, it is a Pepsi style dive watch that is also automatic using the caliber 8203 as mentioned before. It is an absolute stunner for the price. Now, is it worth 599 Australian dollars? I guess retail price? Hell no, it's not worth that much. The bracelet is way too cheap. The bracelet is like tinny and hollow. You've got these like kind of links that are like the whole thing kind of, I forgot what it's called, but it's like a press link thing that you need to knock it out. I don't even know if I probably can, but it's going to take some effort to remove these links. So the bracelet, I didn't have a doubt that was always going to be crap. Obviously the crystal is mineral glass. Having said that, overall this is very well built. The case is solid as I guess 120 click bezel. I like that sound, by the way. I'm used to the 120 click unidirectional bezel from Seiko. However, look at that design. It is stunning for the price with fully mechanical, hand windable, automatic movement. Albeit it doesn't have hacking, but do you really need hacking? I don't think so. The other thing that I did notice was the crown is really stiff, and the position of the actual crown being on the left side of the watch. I mean, it's great for a left-handed person if they used it, you know, like this. But for someone that wears it on the left hand, right? I don't know if you guys can see it. I can't see the camera. I'm used to kind of turning the crown with my right hand. So to do it this way, I have to take the watch off, which probably you should anyway. You could break the crown otherwise. It's something you need to be aware of, I should say. Having said that, if you like that design, it is completely fine. The other kind of gripe I have is that the dial color is different to the bezel color. The blue, it's just, the tinge is off. maybe it's normal. This is my first Pepsi design watch, or Pepsi color watch I should say, so perhaps it's always like that, and I don't know. My experiences of watches is not as expansive as many other YouTubers, unfortunately. I'm getting there though, don't worry. And also the Lume is subpar from the looks of it. Next to the Kamasu, the Lume was just meh, I guess the best way to put it. It died off way quicker, as you would have seen in a Lume shot. However, overall wise, for 199 Australian dollars or 120, 130 US dollars, I don't think you can get anything else for this quality. It is Citizen, it's a massive, reputable brand, heaps of history, illustrious history. It's a fully automatic watch, obviously with mechanical hand winding. Seiko has a 7S26 that is not in the SKX007. It is not hand windable, which is a bummer, massive bummer for me personally. And it's also not hackable, so it's like equivalent. However, that normally costed, before the scalping happened, what, $300-400 anyway. So this is half the price, less than half, 1/3 of the price. For the price of this, you're looking at Invicta, and I think a lot of people have this thing against Invicta. So I would recommend you buy this if you want a first automatic watch, and if it's a dive design that you want, dive style. This is the baby. Are you gonna get the same price as me? I don't know. Maybe I just got a massive deal. It's not gonna happen again, and you probably have to spend $400-500 for this watch, which 400 maybe, 300 probably is more like it, Australian. If you're going past 300-400 Australian or US dollars, or 500-600 Australian dollars, I think it's too expensive for what it is. It's a double-edged sword, you know. It's always, it's not a perfect watch, you know. There's a lot of stuff that could be improved. Lume, crystal, maybe a slightly better movement, you know, with hacking, better power reserve. The bracelet could be better, but on the flip side, it's got all these other stuff that you can want for a first watch. So yeah, that is my first impression of the Citizen Promaster. And if you like this watch, please consider, you know, hitting that like button. It does help with the algorithm and getting the video up to get this watch out to more people. And if you haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing. I post on a weekly basis about, you know, unboxing, reviews, first impressions, and maybe even doing comparisons. So I might compare this with the Kamasu, with the SKX007, with whatever other dive watch I might have, or various other topics that I can go through in the, I guess, the watch vertical and watch niche. And if you're into that, subscribe please. Otherwise, I'm the Chirpy Panda, and you guys have been amazing, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.